on behalf of the Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce and the Karnataka Tourism Society, we welcome each one of you to this interactive session to know benefits available under the policies and incentives announced by the government. It will be a wonderful interactive session. This session will be addressed by Mr. Pankaj Kumar Pandey, IAS, Secretary to Government of Tourism Department, and also Commerce and Industries, MSME, Mines, Textiles and Sugar, Government of Karnataka. This session is being organized under the aegis of Tourism, Hospitality and Facility Export Committee of BCIC in collaboration with the Karnataka Tourism Society. We'd like to specially thank Mr. Vinit Verma, Chairman of the Tourism, Hospitality and Facility Export Committee of BCIC, and also Vice President, Karnataka Tourism Society. He's also the full-time Director of Brigade Hospitality and Managing Director of World Trade Center, Bangalore. We also like to welcome Mr. K. Shyam Raju, President of Karnataka Tourism Society. So before we could start, we would like to also acknowledge the annual sponsorship for the event for the BCIC, Bueller India, MTR Foods, Sona Star Group, Wonder Max, who have been supporting the chamber for the entire events that have been organized by the BCIC. May I now, and the session will be moderated by Mr. Vinit Verma himself. May I now invite Mr. K. Shyam Raju, President of the Karnataka Tourism Society, to do the welcome address and take it over. Over to you, Shyam Raju, sir.
Mr. Samraju, your video has gone. I think by the time Mr. Samraju comes on board, let me get in context for this today's session so that you give a background as to how we came about in
for this wonderful session. Our secretary will brief whatever. Vinit.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Samraju. Thank you. I think your voice was quite broken, but I think we have understood the spirit of your message.
Yes,
so thank you very much. And,
yes,
I know. I mean, we are still some time away from proper technology. I accept that. So actually, as you know, as all of you know on this call, that starting from March 2020, or maybe a month earlier, has been unprecedentedly bad times for the tourism and hospitality sector, actually for the entire world, but also for the hospitality and tourism sector. As I keep saying that, the COVID-19 has been hostile to the most hospitable sector, which is the hospitality and tourism. So having said that, we went through, and in the first wave, the hospitality and tourism sectors brought needs, almost to his knees. Quite a few people had to shut down businesses as well. Second wave, somehow we barely managed to sort of come up above water. And third wave, fortunately, after the third wave, the business is again starting to improve. During this entire period, we have been working very, very closely with the government of Africa, with the central government as well. And in fact, I must give proper appreciation, gratitude, and a note of thanks to the tourism department who have stood by the sector through this entire 2.5 years. While a lot could have been done, but I appreciate that a lot has already been done. The whole idea was that, request Mr. Pandey, who heads the tourism department, to share with all of us, people who are probably not aware of the efforts that have already been made in the sector by the Department of Tourism, to sort of come forward and brief all of you as to what has already been done to support and help sustain the hospitality sector in Karnataka, and what more needs to be done, and what is the roadmap going ahead. So with these few words, I request Mr. Pandey to take the stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vinit. Thanks a lot, and thanks to BCIC, Karnataka Tourism Society, and to all the stakeholders who have given me a platform and invited us basically for this interactive conference seminar. Now, primarily, I would like to focus on what we have done in the last few years and what is the future plan, course of action. See, I completely realize all of us are aware of the fact that COVID has broken the back of the sector, and we need to stand back again. We need to again rebuild and come back to the stage where we were there pre-COVID. I was before this working as Commissioner Health And from hospitals, I came to hospitality and realized that these hospitals or the health and hospitality, that is our tourism sector, were the ones which got maximum affected. When the action became too much in the hospitals, the action got out of the hospitality. We had so many units which were closed. Only the industries which had deep pockets could survive. Small entrepreneurs, small tourism operators could not survive. There was a mass exodus of the employees from one part of the country to the other. So all of us realized the problems which we have faced in the last 2 years because of COVID pandemic. Hopefully, because of good amount of vaccination, due to the efforts of healthcare workers, COVID warriors, all of us have been COVID warriors in our own sense, and I hope that this sector will again rise and will do well. I have got a small presentation which I like to run through with all of you. Probably after the presentation, we can have a Q&A session, and I want kind of responses, kind of suggestions from your end. I want an interactive session in the true sense. You please give suggestions. We want to simplify the things in the tourism department. We want to become the true facilitator. The government wants to facilitate the tourism. That is the best thing which we can do, rather than running a lot of things on our own. So with that, I'll load my presentation and then run through it. After the presentation, probably you can note it down and we can run through the questions. In the chat box also, questions can be put up. We can take up those questions. Can you see my presentation, Vineet and Shyamraju ji?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
We can go on to the presentation mode. We can see it.
Yeah, full screen cap on. Next slide. Okay. Is it visible, full slide? No.
No, sir.
Not yet, sir.
Is it visible now?
Now it's there. Correct.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, I will see on the big screen. So, true to our name, actually, Karnataka is one state, many words, but we have to explore and we have to expose all these many words to the people within the country and outside the country. And we have a lot of core offerings. If you say we have 360-degree offerings with us, but if you look at the core tourism offerings, we have cultural heritage, experiential, spiritual tourism are there in terms of Mysore, Hampi, Mangalore, Belur, Halibut, Badami, Aihole, Vijaypura, which is your Bijapur, Srirangapatna. These are your culturally rich, heritage-wise, very vibrant places. Ecotourism, Karnataka, we always feel proud whenever we go to international events or at the national level also that we are a very vibrant and very good ecotourism state. Whether it is in terms of various wildlife sanctuaries, jungle lodges or resorts, or a lot of private resorts, which have come up and are doing exceedingly well. And the kind of culture which we have evolved in the ecotourism, which is more of a responsibility on the part of the tourists. Coming to your meetings, conferences and all that, we have got Bengaluru, which is a very fast growing metropolitan city. It is IT, BT, textile, all the major industries are present in and around Bangalore. Then we have Mysore, we have also got Vijayanagara. These are the places which are very good destination for the MICE tourism. We also have got a large number of water bodies which are still unexplored and they have not been put to use for water sports and all that which we can do. In terms of health and wellness, Karnataka has a lot more to offer. A lot of people in the Middle East, or from the Middle East, from Africa, from Asian countries, or even Europe and other countries come to Karnataka either for wellness or for conducting operations and all those which are much more cost effective compared to their own countries and stay back here. the quality of the healthcare is exceedingly well. So these are some of the things which are core to our tourism offering, but we have to explore much more. This is the thing. In terms of, can you just minimize this? So in terms of the footfalls, you can see the footfalls have been continuously growing, except for the fact that COVID hit us. So before that, we had a continuous increase of our domestic tourist visits. Foreign tourist visits have also been increasing. That has also shown an increasing trend. But I think we should zoom past these levels and go beyond that. Domestic tourists, we have got the fourth biggest market. Foreign tourists, I think we should learn from our neighbor Tamil Nadu and do much more. Obviously, they have got a lot of temples where a lot of people come from the foreign countries to visit those, including NRIs and all that. So probably we can further explore and publicize those things. One good thing is our Kempegowda International Airport has become the third busiest airport and fifth most popular entry port for that tourists coming from the other countries, and that's a big advantage with us. Aviation sector has also been rising in the state. We have got airports in the various corners, and a lot of new airports are also being taken up by the Ministry of Civil Aviation and Infrastructure Development Department. We already have airports in Mysore, Mangalore, Hubli, Belgaum, Kalburgi, Vijayanagara, Bijapur is on the way, then Koppal also is coming. A lot of new airports are coming up. So we will get pretty well connected through the airports and air business. Next. Now, obviously, we are very well connected all over the country in terms of the airports, flights, and all that. We are also very well connected to the Middle East and Southeast Asian hubs. Next. Okay, now this is the current theme of Karnataka tourism. All of you must have seen that, but shall we run it once? Do you have yeah. This for how many? 1 minute? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So script adventure. This is primarily to explore the various places in the state.
ಬಂದ ರಾಘವನು ಬಂದ ಆ ಲೆಟರ್ ಜೊತೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು.
We will come back to it later. Okay, so we'll show it in the after the letter. Most of you would have seen it also. We'll show it in the later part of the presentation, or probably later. Next. Now, kite is one of the most important things which we have done in the previous years, and we want to continue that. Obviously, because of COVID, we could not hold it previous year, but this year we have planned, and I think we are going to hold it in the month of August. Shavraj, August, no?
Yes, sir. August.
Yeah. So we are going to. Thanks, Manu. So we are going to hold it in the month of August, and this time we want to make it even bigger than what it was the last time. It's a perfect platform for B2B business. We had 300 plus buyers from 30 countries, lot of more than 100 exhibitors, more than 10,000 B2B meetings took place. Domestic media representative were there, more than 40. Then 50 type of offerings were showcased, and 7 room nights for the familiarization trips which were done by us. Now this time, obviously, with the active support of all of you, we want to make it much bigger, and obviously an event to attend event. We should get it on the itinerary of most of the tourist operators in the world. Now, obviously, we had very bad times in the last 2 years, but we have seen the various signals of revival for the hospitality sector. One is that more than 90% occupancy was seen for the hotels during the Masood Dasara. That is the time when actually the revival and all those things started. After the wave, second wave, which hit all of us from April to almost June, April, May, June. And hospitality properties across state to cross the 1920 revenue figures. Then transport vehicles also saw very good bookings and all that. So things are coming back to normal, and probably we should try to see the figures which were there prior to COVID. We also are taking a lot of steps to see that we put tourism as a priority in most of our work and most of our events and all that. So we have been participating in various tourism events. Promotional campaigns are back. You must have seen a lot of campaigns being taken up by the government of Karnataka. In fact, after Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, all these states, we are in the top 3 to 4 states in the country, which is investing and doing a lot of promotion campaigns. We also want the Karnataka Tourism Society to be part of this entire campaign. So that is what I was telling them, that you please give us those details also. We'll try to put the KTS or individual members also in our tourism campaign, promotional campaign. We have also amended the Karnataka tourism policy because of the COVID. A lot of things changed, and therefore we wanted to kind of tweak the tourism policy to keep it in line with the present reality and offer much more incentive than what was present in the tourism policy which was released in 20. So now it is 2026 tourism policy. That is the new timeline. Now, during pandemic, all of you know, we were the first state to come out with the preparedness protocols, guidelines, and updation kept on happening on a regular basis. Karnataka is always very good in terms of its vaccination program, and I'm proud to say that we have done good amount of vaccination in the country. We always stand in the top 5 in the country in terms of vaccination coverage and all that. Then we have given relief, and I would like to thank. In fact, I should not forget that Karnataka Tourism Society and all of you organized special vaccination campaign for the stakeholders when we had that need after probably almost a year back. Then relief packages were announced for the auto and taxi drivers for 5,000. It was just kind of token to show that we are supporting you. And 3,000 rupees for auto and taxi drivers in 16th May 2021, and that was in the first wave in 2020. Then industry status has been given to star classified hotels in terms of electricity bill and all that, and we want to take it further. In fact, KTS has come up and with new demands and all that, will take it up. Now, thanks to the untiring efforts of all of you, and then we went to the government and we got certain incentives from the government. One was 50% reduction in the property tax for all the stakeholders, hotels, restaurant, your water parks and all those. They got a 50% reduction in the property tax. Waiver of the fixed charges on electricity bill for April, May and June. So electricity bill has that component of the fixed charges that was waived off. 50% of size license fee and additional fee that was deferred. Then 5,000 rupees of grant one-time grant was given to the tourist guides who are registered with us in the Department of Tourism. In fact, in this year's budget, there is one more announcement for the tourist guides and all that. Now, one more great thing which has happened for the Karnataka tourism is that Hoysala temples of Belur, Halebeedu and Somnathpura, which are in Hassan and Mysore district, they have been nominated by the Government of India for UNESCO World Heritage Site. And it's a great matter of pride for all of us. Now we have to rise to the occasion and see that all these monuments get the UNESCO World Heritage tag. This will become the 4th monument if you say take into account the Western Ghats, which is a shared UNESCO site across various states. So you have got Hampi, you have got Badami, Padakkal. So this is the 3rd one, which or the 4th one, and the 3rd in terms of the state itself offering that. So this is one good thing which has happened. And by the way, Government of India nominates only one site every year. So last year, I think it was Telangana government ka, I think Ram Temple or Athretu. Then this is the next one. So next two. Then blue flag certification has been awarded to these beaches in the state. Next. Now, Jog Falls, obviously very important ecotourism destination for us. It's one of the most popular falls in the country. Now we are developing a lot of amenities there in terms of viewing deck, in terms of parking area, in terms of hotels, in terms of ropeway. All these works have been taken by the Karnataka Power Corporation Limited, and the work is underway. Nandi Hills is again a very important destination, especially all those who live in Bangalore. It's a very scenic destination. It offers you everything. It has got culture, heritage, obviously, in terms of those who are interested in adventure and all that. That is also there. It has got beautiful gardens and all that. And we are developing it in a big way. KSTDC, Karnataka State Tourism Development Corporation, has been given the responsibility of taking up the holistic development of this tourist destination, because earlier a lot of departments were involved. It has got horticulture also, it has got the presence of forest also, revenue also, it has got PWD, ESCOMs. Our idea is that KSTDC should take over the various properties which it has taken over and develop this entire destination as a holistic tourist destination. A roadway tender is also underway for Nandi Hills. The pre-bid meeting was done yesterday. We have received a good amount of response. I think 5-6 major players in the country had come up, and the idea is to connect almost 3 kilometer is the roadway length, almost 3 kilometer is the roadway length, and 7 acres of land is there with the tourism department at the bottom of the roadway. We will have some kind of good development for the people to hold and to engage them at the bottom. And obviously at the top, a lot of activities are being planned. So this is what we are doing for Nandi. Apart from this, a lot of other things are being planned in Nandi in terms of ecotourism, trails and all those things, some culture programs. So all those things are planned. Now coming to, I was mentioning that we have got large number of water bodies. We have got large number of dams, backwaters and all that. And what we have done is we have made KSTDC and JLR as our Ganga Lodges and Resort, as our agencies, guiding agencies to run through the process of tendering out. 24 water bodies across state have been given to the tourism department for development and exploitation of those, so that we can attract a lot of crowd which is interested in this water and adventure sports. You can see Kanwa, Vanivilas, Almaty is with the case studies in the phase 1. Tenders have been called. Kavani, Harangi and Tungabhadra with the GLR. Some of the tenders are going to be awarded. The second phase also will be taken up this year. And my request to all the tourism stakeholders is that you please participate in these processes, help us in improving the tender process and all that. If you feel that certain conditions are very restrictive and all that, tell us, we will try to improve. We want operators to come for these places. Next. Okay, sorry. Now, see, heli-tourism, we are working along with the Infrastructure Development Department, and we have got certain heli-tourism circuits. We are planning to have heliports at various places. We have almost at an advanced stage of signing MOU with the Airports Authority of India to use their airports at Mysore, at Gulbarga and Hubli for the purpose of heliport operations, or has heliport or heli-tourism operation, and also Vijayanagara and the Mangalore airport also as well. Then Jakkur also we have got a tie-up. So we want to do these heliports. These will be our hubs, and obviously spokes will be at the various places. So we want to develop it in a big way. As the tourism sector opens up, we see a lot of to and fro movement of tourists in the country, and international tourists also start coming. We want to develop it in a big way, heli tourism. Next. Golden Chariot started last year, but because of COVID, it has stopped. Now we have an agreement with the IRCTC for basically for running the train. I had a discussion with them, and they are going to start the operations very soon. Probably in a month or so, they will start the operations. Now, this is a very important thing which I wanted to talk to you, to all of you. We want to come out with the Adopt a Monument scheme. And as you can see, the key objectives of the scheme are to conserve, preserve, and protect the heritage monuments in the state. Incidentally, we have got large number of monuments which are there with the Archaeological Survey of India, or they are there with the state archaeology. And many of them we are not able to maintain properly because of lack of funds. So we want to invite the private sector to become part of this entire journey of basically developing, conserving these monuments and opening them to the people so that they can come and see these beautiful places. We also want to develop the basic tourism infrastructure around these monuments, facilities, amenities, come out with certain culture programs and all those. So we will come out with the details very soon, and we want you to be a part of this entire Adopt a Monument scheme. We will also consult you in the coming months before we finalize our policy. Probably in a fortnight or so, we'll call a meeting specifically for this purpose. Okay, coming to the tourism policy of Karnataka 2026, we have increased the timeline from 5 to 6 years because 1 year we virtually lost because of the COVID. And we have also tweaked, as I was mentioning, certain conditions in the tourism policy. Next one. So we have got what expected investments is around 5,000 crore over a period of this, obviously next 4 years or 5 years if you take calendar year, almost 10 lakh jobs we want to create, and 1,700 plus tourism projects and services is what we are expecting that will come up during the policy period for our support. We have got 18 tourism themes, which includes rural and agriculture, culture, heritage, eco, coastal, adventure, and all those. 26 tourism projects have been identified for our support. We have also identified certain places as focused tourism destination, which require much more support and nurturing from the government. And these are the various verticals across which we move in the tourism policy: tourism marketing promotion, tourism infrastructure development, new tourism products, skill development and training for the people who are there in the tourism sector, tourist comfort and safety, community participation, especially around your culture, heritage, and all those places, sustainable tourism, tourism analytics and digital initiatives, and investment facilitation for the various people, including the stakeholders. Now, capital investment subsidy is available for hotel projects, wellness centers, adventure tourism, wayside amenities. We have got large number of national highways which still lack wayside amenities. Karwa Park and Tourism, we want to do it in a big way. And I think Karnataka is the most suitable state for this Karwa Park and Tourism. This is extremely important. Then our 300 odd kilometers of coastline needs investment, and we want to promote large number of houseboats and other things there, including wellness tourism. There. Then interest subsidy is available for agri-tourism projects, culture tourism projects, heritage tourism projects, safety and hygiene tourism projects. These are the interest subsidy which we will give from the government. Now, these are the limits for the various kind of tourism offerings and the subsidy which we offer. For example, for the adventure tourism project, the minimum support which we give is 25 lakh. Percentage of support for the estimated project cost is 25%. So 25 lakhs to 2 crores is the bandwidth in which we will give the support, and limited to 25%. And this is available for the focused tourism destinations. I'll show you the focused tourism destination in the last slide. Then Karwa Park project is available all over Karnataka. and again it varies from 50 lakh to 2 crore. Carava tourism project, again 25 lakh to 1 crore. Hotel projects 5 crore minimum EPC investment for project, it is 5 crore. Yeah, 5 crore minimum investment is required for the hotel project, and it is 15% of the total project cost, limited to 2 crore. And this is there the focus tourism destination, except the municipal corporation limits, which already have got good concentration of hotels like Bengaluru, Hubli, Dharwad, Mangaluru, and Mysore. Already have got good number of star-rated hotels, and therefore we have intentionally excluded those corporation areas. Premium hotel projects, which are basically your star-rated hotels, 3-star and above. There, the cost, minimum project cost should be 10 crores, and the maximum subsidy is 5 crores, or 15% of the EPC. Household project is 1 crore, should be the minimum project cost, and 25% of the cost will be funded, limited to 2 crore. Wayside amenities, again 2 crore is the max limit, 25% of the project cost. And minimum value of the project should be 2 crore. Wellness center, again 2 crore, and 2 crore is the maximum subsidy that will give. Minimum project cost is 2 crore. And again, we have told where this will be available. Then what we have done is, for the tourism projects being undertaken by women, SC, ST or differently able entrepreneur, we will give 5%. Then again, for the premium hotel projects which are being undertaken in the Kalyan Karnataka region, Kalyan Karnataka region also at the focus tourism destination, like some particular taluka will be a focus tourism destination. There we get again additional 5%. So if someone is from Kalyan Karnataka and SC, SC, then either of the two will be counted. It will not be 5 plus 5, but it will be 5%. So that way it will be there. This so maximum is 25% plus 5% in terms of various things. Go to the next slide. Now, again, if you are going to take up expansion of your tourism project, then we offer you additional 5% interest subsidy. So obviously, the investment has to be more than 50% of a present project cost. So that way, interest subsidy is given for a new project or an expansion, not new, an expansion of the project. Now we have given the eligible tourism projects which are there, agri-tourism, and all those are detailed out in your policy as well. The new policy booklet will be coming out probably in a week or so, and we'll tell you. And also the guidelines have also been issued. So these are available on our website. You can just see that. Next. Now the procedure is that it's a back-end subsidy. The subsidy is not given at the initial stage of the project, but it is a back-end. We want to simplify, so we have simplified. But if you give further suggestions, we can further simplify the thing. So before applying for subsidy, they should get the necessary approvals or clearances from the various departments. Then we give the in-principle approval for the estimate project cost less than 5 crore. It happens at the district tourism committee, and more than 5 crore it happens at the empowered committee headed by the director tourism. After sanction of the in-principle approval by the concerned committee, which is your DC headed or the director tourism headed, the project should be completed by the project proponent in 2 to 3 years. Again, for each project, they have given the time limit. Commence operation, register with the DOT for claiming the subsidy. Then the disbursal of subsidy happens after entry into agreement. And after final approval, enter into agreement with the DOT to mandate project specification, timelines, subsidy disbursals. And final approval for subsidy is given. So we want, so after register with DOT, then they apply for the final approval of subsidy agreement, and then the dispersal of subsidy happens. So this way it happens. We want to simplify the project. So if this entire process, so in case once we launch it, in case you have certain suggestions, give it to us. We'll further simplify these things. Overall agenda is that we should be able to spend the 500 crores which has been given to us by the finance department basically for the next 5 years in these projects. We should not be found wanting of not spending the full amount. Incentives and concessions under the policy. Obviously, for the incentives, you have to register the tourism project. We also give marketing support, marketing development assistance, facilitation support, recognition and assistance for sustainability, tourism excellence awards. Concession stamp duty exemption is there, concessional registration charges, motor vehicle tax exemption, land conversion fee reimbursement. So, so we are issuing the government orders for all these stamp duty exemption, motor vehicle tax exemption, concession registration charges, and land conversion fee reimbursement. All these files are under movement. We should be coming out with the orders very soon on these things. Now, my request to all of you is, and to especially the bodies like BCIC, Karnataka Tourism Society, all of you, that you please ask all your stakeholders, all the tourism operators to register at the KTTF, Karnataka Tourism and Trade Facilitation. That is there you have to register. This is also mandatory requirement under the Act, and it will also help us in coming out with the exact number of hotels, restaurant, tourism operators, guides, everyone who is there with us. Because anytime when we go to the finance department or to the CM, saying that we need this kind of support from you, they ask the numbers. How many hotels are there? How many restaurants are there? And we are completely dependent on our field officers, where they may not have the right information, because it's a dynamic industry. It keeps on changing, and obviously the quantum of investment that you have done, how many people you have employed, all those things will be easy for us if we register with us, because we can then organize many skill development courses, we can organize a lot of other things, we can probably bargain with the finance department, with the government, and obviously with the various other departments. I can go and bargain with the Narega for the hotels in the rural areas, that you please provide us skill development, you provide us this kind of support. If some work is required for the hotels or the restaurant in the rural areas, we can do it in the Narega. So all these things are possible if I have these numbers. In the absence of these numbers and these registrations, I will not be able to do anything. So I earnestly request all of you to register at the KTTF, organize your conferences, seminars at the district level, at the taluka level. Please do it. Right now in the KTTF, I think we hardly have 100. I know even we have not reached 100. I'm doubtful. But please register. Extremely important. Please register, because then only you will be able to get this 50% concession also from the property tax and all that. Marketing development assistance, production of publicity material. So 50% of cost of printing, publishing of the publicity material is given by us, limited to rupees 1 lakh. Then participation national level domestic event, 50% of the cost of rental of stall or space at the event, limited to rupees 30,000. Then participation international events, 50% of the cost of rental of stall space at the event, limited to 60,000. Participation in road shows organized or sponsored by the Karnataka Tourism, 75% of the total fare for economy class is given to them, limited to rupees 1 lakh. In fact, I will like PTS to come along with us to the various events also. So we are coming out with even more liberal things for this. So we had a meeting, and where we have decided that GLR and KSTDC will take care of the national and international events and all that. Okay, next. Then we are also planning to come out with the investment facilitation cell, global tourism investors meet. We want to do probably at the sidelines of our kites. That is what we are planning, because the focus will be more on the tourism sector. In fact, government of Karnataka, sorry, is doing the global investors meet for the industry sector. Tourism is again a very important industry sector that will happen sometime. But we also want to do investors meet exclusively meant for the tourism sector. We are coming out with a shelf of PPP projects, and we have divided the work amongst KSTDC, GLR, and the Directorate of Tourism to list out all such projects, and we'll come out with those PPP projects and showcase and offer them in the Global Tourism Investors Meet. Mega tourism projects which are beyond a value of 100 crore rupees, we can tailor make the incentive subsidies to their requirement. It is present in the policy. We want to simplify the things. The government intervention should be minimal, and we want to say that in a transparent way we are able to push all these projects. These are the various contact numbers, so you can note it down. We will share a copy of this presentation with all of you as well. And KTS and BCIC can circulate them amongst your partners, amongst your members. We are present on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all those channels. And we are planning to take up our promotion in a big way on social media as well. Next. So that's all from my end. Can we show them the focus tourist destination? So these are the focus tourist destinations you can see. When I talk about Bagalkote, then Aihole, Badami, Padatkal, Kudal Sangama, the whole area. Ballari whole of Taluka and Sandu Taluka, Belgavi. So these are talukas where the whole of Taluka is a focus tourist destination. So these are the various focus tourism destinations which we have taken up. Next. Okay. So we can minimize. These are the list of eligible tourism projects which we have highlighted, 26 kind of projects. These are there in our tourism policy. So, but just for your for a recap. That's all from our end. Now we can probably go to the Q&A session.
Thank you very much. That was a very elaborate presentation and very informative. Thank you so much. While we from Karnataka Tourism Society have been aware of most of it, but I'm sure the other members in the audience today greatly benefited.
Jonathan, good one.
So I'll request members on this call, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. In the meanwhile, I do have. In the meanwhile, I do have a few questions that have been sent in earlier. So while we wait for the chat box questions to come up, I'll probably one question after the other, sir. I'll request you to kindly elaborate. So first question is, of course, pertaining to the single window clearance. I know that this has been discussed in the past as well. So the concern is that looking forward to a single window clearance for hospitality projects in any category within a 45-day time period, else deemed approved if no objection or query is raised. So I know, sir, this has been discussed in the past. Maybe you would like to elaborate a little more.
So my request will be, Vineet, to all of you, you please come up, because now Government of Karnataka has got this Sakala, and they also have got a single window in the industries department as well. They have got Karnataka Udyog Mitra, where they take up the various single window clearances. Now, we don't want to replicate the things which are already existing with the department, but we want to, in a way, consolidate the things. So you please tell us, I like the process flow to come from your end, but we don't want to recreate a new thing, a single window from the tourism department. If KUM is available, and again, tourism project is again, it's an industry related project. So if KUM system can be tweaked for tourism project, why not do it to the KUM? Certain lot of processes are right now under the Sakala. So those are there. So you please tell us, along with your, I think, members you said, have a discussion. Tell us which particular process requires tweaking, which particular place the things are getting stuck. We'll take it up. But I can assure that we will be there by your side to help you in that process.
Sure, sir. Thanks. I think we'll do that. We'll actually prepare a white paper on the process improvement can be, which can be presented to KUM through your good office.
Yeah.
The second one is, of course, that is good to see that Government of Karnataka has accorded industry status of the sector, but the issue is non-availability of easy options. Banks are reluctant to still lend money to the sector. With long gestation periods, how can this to be done?
Okay, so can you repeat the question? I just missed out a part.
Basically, they find that despite the hospitality sector being accorded industry status, the banks are still reluctant to lend money to this sector. So how can this issue be addressed?
This is for giving benefits.
So yeah, what we can do is probably we can have a meeting with the state level bankers coordinator is the SLBC. So you come, we can probably try to convince them on certain things, and if you want, we can evolve some kind of methodology for that. So you tell us, we say bankers also will look into the fact that the loan which they are offering should be recoverable. They should be, and they should not end up as NP and all that. So what we can do is, if you can give me certain examples, I normally hold a meeting of the MSME with the state level bankers coordinator, and We can probably have a similar thing with you as well, either over a Zoom or in person, whatever way you prefer. And if you can give me certain, say 10, 15 cases where the bankers have not advanced a loan or not given the credit support to the tourism industry, that we can take up. Obviously, interest subsidies available to you in the project, but the bankability of the project and all that, the bankers have to take a call. But if they are reluctant, they are not coming forward and all that, please tell us. We'll take it up.
Sure, sir. Sure. The next, of course, more like an observation and a suggestion is about the last mile connectivity. So they are saying a good and accessible roads, tourism places, safe, secure, and with proper amenities is what the tourist expects. So this, I'm sure, is a suggestion already looking.
I have 2-3 things to say on this point. Number one is National Highway Authority of India and the Ministry of Road and Surface Transport. What we have done is we have made a list of almost 10 or more than 10 tourist destinations where nearby a national highway passes, or it is on the national highway itself, or nearby a national highway is there, and we have to have the spur or the connecting road there. So we have sent the proposal to the Secretary National Highway, Secretary Ministry of Road Transport and MD National Highway, and they have shown a lot of interest. We will be pushing it to make those connecting roads to the major tourist destinations say accessible and easily accessible. The second thing is this year in the budget, the Honorable CM and our Minister for Tourism, they were very well aware of the fact that our face on the field are the tourist guides. They also our face on the field from the Tourism Department of Government of Karnataka are your Pravasi Mitras or your tourist police home guards which are there. Now, these two important people need to be provided, number one, with uniform, number two, with some kind of sustenance support. Already the home guards who have been taken as Pravasi Mitras, they are tourist Mitras. They are basically getting remuneration and the payment from the government. Tourist guides, we have started a system of remuneration this year. We will be doing that. We'll be also giving them the uniform and some kind of a training, because they are the ones who are our ears, eyes, who are our face on the field, and therefore they need to be trained properly. So this is from the safety point of view, and from the connectivity point of view, I have already told. So Ministry of Road and Surface Transport, we have approached. We are also, in fact, I have moved a file, and if it happens, it will be really good. Me and Mr. Atik, Mr. LK Atik is our principal, or rather, he is now ACS for the Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, and he looks after the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, Mahatma Gandhi. So in that scheme, what we want to do is all these places of heritage importance, cultural importance, which are there with the Archaeological Survey of India, or they are there with the state archaeology. We want to take up various works under NREGA. The simple works can be the one-time jungle clearance, then taking up the boundary wall work around the monument. But obviously the idea is the boundary wall should be in the same kind of architecture as the original building. It should not happen that a modern boundary wall is built around a building which is built in a stone masonry or something else. So that then say cleaning of the Kalyanis which are there at our various places. All these things we are taking up with the NREGA. So RDPR and Tourism Department are joining hands. We'll be taking up the cleaning of the various tourist places in the state, and we'll be building assets in terms of water conservation, in terms of planting, in terms of boundary wall around these places, and we want all of you to support this.
Sure, sure. I'm afraid there are a few more questions coming up, sir. So
Okay.
There's another one which is a simple question: that what are the benefits and opportunities available for travel agents coming to the state of Karnataka?
For travel?
The travel agents coming to Karnataka, bringing tourism to Karnataka, what are the benefits or advantages available to them?
I don't regard fan trips. Yeah. Apart from that, Manu, you should tell. You should policy nalli ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಯಾವುದು.
No. That cannot be put in the policy, sir. But what we are doing is we are happy to host them. Take them around the state, showcase our product. That is an
Yeah, that we can do. But my suggestion will be that what we can do is probably we can have a lump sum or good amount of money in the KTS from the government we can give. Anyway, it's again a government supported organization, and you can do fam trips for these tour operators who come, absorb their stay charges here. Let them come. We can support that way. Let us evolve that method.
Sure, sir. The other one is what is the procedure for purchasing farmland and converting them for tourism projects? Are there any
What is-
benefits available? Purchasing farmland and converting that into tourism projects.
So you have got this stamp duty exemption, registration charges exemption as a part of policy that GO is going to come out. I have already had a discussion with the Revenue Secretary. We have moved the file to the Revenue Department. So they will be giving the exemption on stamp duty. They will be giving the exemption on the registration charges. Then if you are converting into a tourism project, which is like a resort or a hotel, then you get a subsidy as per the policy 15% plus 5% if it is in Kalyan, Karnataka or SC/ST entrepreneur. So that way it is there. Or if you're converting into agri-tourism, then you have an interest subsidy. Depends on the kind of project which is there.
There's another question posted in the chat box that we are classified as tour operators, but we have not been included in any category or awarded industry status. Even KTTF does not have the tour operator as a category. We have not been provided any help from the bank either.
Okay, it's a very important question. Actually, I want to help the tour operators because they are the ones who get the tourists here and good number of tourists. So I think Manu, you and Shyam Rajuji, both of you should sit together, more so you, because you are from the tour operators and all that. You please tell us what incentives we can give. You tell us, we will take it up. I want to take
Definitely, sir. Definitely. We'll come back to you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another question is, when will we have international quality of toilets in the tourism places?
Vineet, you are not audible. Sorry, you are not audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So another question is, when will we have international quality of toilets at international tourism places?
So now PPP projects we are now letting out a lot of places, and you please come and consider toilets. I will be taking it up immediately. In fact, when we had organized one of the national level tourism meets, then some people came out with the models of toilets and all that. So we will be letting it out. Government will not construct. Let someone else construct and maintain it.
Okay. The other one is a single window facility is still a dream for new projects. Getting NOC or clearances from district administration for new projects gets delayed for years. I think you have already indirectly answered that question, that we'll prepare a white paper on process improvement and then we can take it to Karnataka. The other one is with remote working becoming the new normal, is tourism department introducing workation from homestays resorts? I think I can answer that this has already been going on for the last 2.5 years. In fact, most of the hotels, including the hotels that we own, we have been promoting this staycations and working. So that has already been addressed, and I think that's moving forward. That is going to be the norm.
Yeah, true.
Then, of course, there's a question about what is the procedure for adopting a monument.
Yeah, so we have completely worked out the policy. What we will do is we will have an interactive session with you for taking your inputs on the Adopt a Monument scheme. We have almost done it. KPMG is doing it. So probably after the session is over, legislature session is going to get over on 31st of March, most likely. So April 1st week or second week, we will have a meeting with you, probably half-day workshop which KTS can organize. And we will meet there. We'll explain your Adopt a Monument draft policy. We'll take your suggestions, and after that, come out with a full policy.
Thank you very much, sir. I think that was the last question we had, and may I now, we've already run over time. May I request Rupa to deliver the vote of thanks, please?
There are two raised hands there, Vineet. They want to ask something, or they've already asked?
I've already questioned there. I've already asked their questions. The one last question, if I may, is there should be a massive visibility of tourist destinations at the airport, railway stations, bus stands, and sites beyond Hampi.
Completely agree. So now last 3-4 months, if you would have observed, we have increased our advertisements, our presence at the various airports. We have now got our presence at most of the airports, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, other places. We are going to tier 2 airports also. So now we are spending a huge amount of money on the advertisements. and we want to cover all the forms of advertisements, whether social media, print media, airports, railway stations. So we are taking it up. Even train wrapping and all that is also happening.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much. Okay, Rupa, you can deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, we once again acknowledge the support of Mr. Pankaj Kumar Pandey, sir, for having accepted our invitation to address, and it was quite a very exhaustive presentation. And we also request the participants to share any queries to us so that we will compile them and submit to the office of the secretary, sir. And sir, as a token of our appreciation, we would like to play a small thank you video. Please do stay with us, sir.
Okay, I have only one request from all of you. Please register for the KTTF. My request is through your. Is it audible to you, Vinit?
Yes, yes, we can hear you, sir.
So through your various emails, groups, your WhatsApp group, you please register to a KTTF, because later on in the government we will recognize only those people who are registered at the KTTF. So please register. My request to all of you, we should have 2 to 3 lakh people registered in the KTTF, because every hotel, every restaurant, in a way, caters to the tourism industry.
So there's an immediate question again that what do the tour operators do? How do they register? Because that category is not available.
No, it is there, no? Tour operators. It is not there.
So actually, tour operators and travel agents both are combined together.
So tour operators and travel agents are combined together. You want us to separate it out? It's okay. The travel agents or tour operators, it's the same thing. Well, obviously it's not same thing, but obviously it's similar. So that's why they've combined it together.
Sure, so we'll encourage them to register. Maybe if unless a new category is created, they can be accepted under travel agent category only for the time being.
Yeah. Okay. So Vinit, thank you very much.
It's been a real pleasure, sir. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
And thank you, audience. It was lovely having you on board. And please do feel free to send your questions to BCIC and KTS, and we'll be forwarding them to the Honorable Secretary, sir, and getting his responses.
Thank you. Thanks to Prithvi as well. Prithvi was always consistent in following it.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Disconnect.